Hello students, this is Bhavin Patel, your English teacher. We have already made two videos on our first poem. First on explanation of the poem and second one is on the appreciation of the poem. This is the third video in English explanation. Now we are going to start with our lessons. Our first lesson, as you know, is 1.1 An Astrologer's Day by R.K. Narayan. When we say R.K. Narayan, we come to know he was very famous Indian English author. His full name was Rasipuram Krishnaswamy Iyer Narayan Swamy, famously known as R.K. Narayan. He was an Indian writer known for his work set in the fictional South Indian town of Malgudi. He was a leading author of early Indian English literature along with Mulk Raj Anand and Raja Rao. Let's have a look at his literary career. Narayan's mentor and friend Graham Greene helped him in getting publishers for Narayan's first 4-book series, including semi-autobiographical trilogy of Swami and Friends, The Bachelor of Arts, and The English Teacher. The fictional town of Malgudi was first introduced in Swami and Friends. Narayan's The Financial Expert was hailed as the most original works of 1951, and The Guide, his next book, won India's most coveted Sahitya Academy Award, and later it was adapted in a film with the same name, Guide. Talking about his writing style, we can say Narayan highlights the social context and everyday life of his characters. He has been compared to William Faulkner, who also created a similar fictional town and likewise explored with humor and compassion the energy of ordinary life. Unlike his national contemporaries, he was able to write about the intricacies of Indian society without having to modify his characteristic simplicity to conform the trends and fashion in fiction writing. Let's have a look at the characters in the story. The first and the main character of the story is the astrologer. The protagonist of the story has not been given a name. The astrologer is also not truly an astrologer, but a common man. He sets up a shop each day beneath a tree in a market, making a priest attire and face paint, decorating himself as a holy man with worldly wisdom. He listens to people's problems for small fee and offers them advices that somehow satisfies them. For this, he uses his common sense and practiced observation skills to understand his client's psychology. Despite having no actual knowledge of astrological wisdom, he offers comfort to his clients by giving them self-affirming answers and soothing their minds. The second most important character of the story is of the client of the astrologer. His name is Guru Nayak. Guru Nayak is introduced merely as an aggressive stranger. Initially, he doubts the astrologer and his so-called wisdom, but he eventually believes that the astrologer is a prophet when the astrologer tells him the fact that he was attacked and even takes his name. But he is disappointed when he is told that his attacker died getting crushed under a truck some months before and he wouldn't be able to take revenge. On the other hand, he is satisfied and agrees to return home and never venture to the village again he is just at. The third and the last character is of astrologer's wife. This character is also a nameless one. Probably it is so, as the author wants to picture a commonness of the personalities. She is introduced only at the end of the story. The astrologer's wife is pleased that her husband has brought home more money than he usually does. She is also shocked to learn that her husband had tried to kill Guru Nayak before he left his village. Now the most important part, the story. Narayan's world is predominantly karma-based Indian one, in which fate plays an important role. Nothing happens by accident and all human actions have consequences. The entire story is based on astrologer's sense of guilt at having stabbed another young man in the village and then having absconded in order to avoid punishment. The story begins with the vivid description of a marketplace where our astrologer too sets his business of fortune telling. At the end of the day, he happens to confront a person who he thinks as worried about his present as usually his prospective clients are. To comfort the person, he himself calls him and tries to tell his fortune. Having an enough banter over the fee, he prepares to profess and at the very moment has a glimpse of the person's face in the light of a matchstick the man fired to lit his cheroot. Suddenly having a flashback of his deeds, he denies to tell anything to the man and started to rolling up his paraphernalia. As the man has great urge to know about his fortune, he is not in the mood to let the astrologer go. Somehow the astrologer agrees, compromising over the 1 rupee fee. He tells the fact that the person, the client, was stabbed brutally and left to be dead in a farm well. This astonishes the client, and being more curious, he asked astrologer to go further. Now our astrologer calls his client by his name, Guru Nayak. Over this, the client is spellbound, as what was told was exactly as what had happened. He even bares his chest to show the scar he had during the fight. Here, the astrologer very skillfully takes the advantage. In his flashback, our astrologer remembers how he had fight with Guru Nayak after having drinks and gambling. How in that bout he had stabbed and pushed Guru Nayak into the nearby well and all. Yet, due to the change of attire, Guru Nayak had failed to recognize astrologer being the person he was searching after over the years. Taking advantage of this, the astrologer warns Guru Nayak that the person he is looking for is no more. On that, Guru Nayak gets disappointed and seeks at least deserving death for his enemy, over which the astrologer assures him, telling a lie that his enemy had died in an accident under the wheels of a truck. Hearing this, Guru Nayak nods with the sense of gratitude. As of now, Guru Nayak was completely under the spell of astrologer's story. So, the astrologer added another lie. He advised Guru Nayak not to travel southward if he wanted to live long life, as he could see another danger hovering over him. Just go back to your village and live to be 100, the astrologer told him seriously. Guru Nayak throws handful of coins and leaves the place. The astrologer comes home where his wife is awaiting him. After the dinner, the astrologer confesses his guilt and feels a great burden of being a killer was lightened. His wife tries to inquire deeper, but he subsides the matter in the name of bedtime without telling anything further. Friends, here our thriller story by R.K. Narayan ends. We find at the end that the guilt factor is there in the story that is healed. There are many examples of irony in the story, and the most striking one is where Guru Nanak comes for the help to find his fortune. He comes to astrologer to find the person who had almost killed him, and the astrologer himself is the person who the Guru Nanak was looking for. Friends, now I hope you can go through the text of the story and understand in a better way. Now we will meet in our next video of our next poem, The Indian Weaver. Till then, Namaskar.